of the state's largest insurance companies is eliminating coverage of various weight loss drugs next year. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan will no longer cover GLP-1 weight loss drugs. That's things like Wegovy, Zepbound, and Saxenda.
According to the company, the change comes as the cost for the drugs skyrocketed. The company will begin phasing out coverage for drugs like that starting August 1st and eliminate coverage by January 1st. So joining us now is obesity and sleep medicine physician with Medical Wellness Journey, Dr. Veronica Sessi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank
So
you.
we've talked to you even several times about the use of these medications and the popularity. Are you surprised at all by this change?
I am and I'm not. You know, I was hoping they'd expand coverage just because we know it's so necessary. There's a need for it. It's a wonderful tool to have to help our patients. But, you know, I thought it would be something that was going to be occurring. And I think I alluded to that a few months ago when we talked. So just the cost of it, and you know, they cited the efficacy, the safety, the cost, and the availability as the reasons that they're going to eliminate coverage starting January 1st. And so it's important to note that's not for every person with Blue Cross. It's the larger, fully funded plans. So it'll affect about 10,000 people, which I'm not trying to minimize. You know, 10,000 people is a lot of people, and we're hoping other insurances don't follow suit. We're hoping that other plans and policies with Blue Cross don't follow suit.
Do you think have the prices always been high, or as the drugs became more popular, the prices somehow also got a little bit higher?
It's always been high because the accessibility and the research that's done on these medications. So there's a lot of reasons why the cost is high, but you know, we're hoping that as coverage expands, indication expands, that the cost goes down. As it is, it's about $1,200 a month, you know, for certain medications. So for someone to pay out of pocket, you know, roughly $15,000 a year, you're really limiting the availability to so many people.
Yeah,
so
that is a lot.
It is, it is. And they're changing the indication for it also, so it's not going to affect everybody. It will still be indicated for people with diabetes and cardiovascular risk. These medications are indicated for someone who has a body mass index of 30 or more, or 27 with comorbid conditions, but they're changing that to a body mass index of 35. So they're changing their criteria. They're also changing their prior authorization process as of August 1st, which is, it's already been stringent. You know, it's very hard to get things authorized anyway, so it'll be even more difficult.
Now, of course, a lot of people look at weight loss in terms of vanity, but there are health benefits to losing that weight as well. Can you speak to that and the benefits of these medications?
Yes, there's so many health benefits. So there's so many medical conditions that are associated with being overweight that people don't understand outside of, a lot of people think of it as just diabetes, cardiovascular risk, which there's a lot of like morbidity and mortality associated with that. But we also see increased risk of conditions like obstructive sleep apnea. We also see underlying psychiatric issues, depression, mood issues, and we can see increased risk of cancers. So we see higher risk of stroke, heart attack. I mean, there's so many medical conditions that we see. So, you know, we really need to focus on preventative medicine, you know, why we got here, why we have such an obese population, what we can do to help. You know, to look at these medications, they're a lifesaver for so many people. And, you know, I wish insurance companies would look at it as the fact that you are reducing the likelihood of developing these cardiac diseases and diabetes and other complications by helping people maintain a healthy weight. And again, you know, we don't want to focus just on medication as a way to do that, but it's just such a wonderful tool to have in conjunction with diet modification and exercise modification, behavioral modification. So there's so many medical conditions that we see that result from being overweight.
And so for those roughly 10,000 or so patients who are going to lose the medication, what's next for them? Is there something equivalent or?
So there are other medications, and the GLP-1 agonists really get the most press because they're the most effective. You know, we have a lot of medications that have been around for decades that might offer like anywhere from 5 to 10% reduction in body fat. These offer upwards from 15 to 20%, even higher sometimes. Some people can't tolerate some of the other medications, vice versa too. Not everyone can tolerate a GLP-1. So there are other options, but some people may not have the same amount of success that they have had on these medications. And this is a chronic condition, you know, so it's long-term use of these medications. If the medication is discontinued, the weight doesn't stay off unless you really modify those other factors. So it's important to take a comprehensive approach when we're looking at weight loss and weight management. You know, that's how I manage all my patients. We never just prescribe a medication, but there are additional options. It's just that, again, they're not as effective. They can still offer benefit. You know, I don't want people to think that you know, that there's nothing else out there for them. You know, you still want to work with your physician to see what else is available.
Yeah, that was going to lead me to my next question. If they do have a hard cutoff
Yeah.
with this medication, they're
Yes.
going to have a lifestyle change.
Right.
Otherwise, they'll end up back where they started.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And some people have medical conditions that limit their ability to lose weight as well. You know, it's important to recognize that this is not just effort. It's not just, you know, diet and exercise. There's a lot of medical conditions that contribute to weight gain and inability to lose weight too. So it's really important to address those things as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Valuable information.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Veronica
Thank you.
Sessi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.